Hi everyone, it's John from What Up. Welcome back to another video, and today we're talking the Save Wheel of Time campaign and some posts that were set up by the lead actress on the show, Rosamund Pike, and posted to her Instagram story earlier today. They're still up right now if you're lucky enough to catch it the next, 15 hours or so before they go down. Stories usually only last about a day. That are going to put a damper on some of the news we're going to talk about tonight, but we're going to talk about it all, folks. I'll give my 2 cents on everything that's happening as well and what I think is likely to happen based on the conversations I've had with other people. So if you love the Wheel of Time as much as I do, if you're excited about all the other Wheel of Time projects, and there's a lot of them coming in the pipe the next few months and years, folks, if you want to hang out here for other adaptation news, fantasy news, or book reviews, we're going to be doing all of that here in the channel as well. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and of course, folks, tell all your friends. And just as a reminder, this is a Wheel of Time channel. Wheel of Time will be our bread and butter. I have a ton of book content lined up. I still have a bunch of show content I haven't released yet. It's going to come out in the coming weeks. But you got to get a chance to get to it. I wasn't really going to make a video today, but I saw the post by Rosamund this morning, and it was something I needed to talk about. But we'll talk about the positive first, and then we'll dive into the negative. We'll finish on a lower note, but I want to start positive and start on a high note. So WhatSeries.com has posted a series of images to pretty much all of their social media, some from Facebook, some from Instagram, some from X, Blue Sky, you name it. And if you don't know who WhatSeries.com are, they are the premier news source for the Wheel of Time. They uncovered more tidbits and news stories than everyone else combined, including all the official sources over the last 5.5 years, 6 years now, I think. It's been a while. And they are at the forefront of the Save Watt campaign. So if you don't know what the Save Watt campaign is by now, it's basically a campaign for fans, by fans, to try to save the Wheel of Time. Much like a ton of other shows that were canceled, and their fandoms got together to try to save them. Sometimes it's successful. We've seen that with The Expanse when Sci-Fi canceled it and Amazon picked it up. And in fact, the petition signatures required for The Expanse were way lower than what we have right now for the Wheel of Time. Like they've far surpassed that. So there's always a chance, folks. And The Expanse wasn't picked up until a while after it was canceled, so it wasn't even quick. So what the fans did is they got together and they're doing all kinds of things. So there's a letter writing campaign. We've talked about this in other videos before. People are sending entire books, like physical hard copies of books, to Sony and Amazon. They are doing videos. They are engaging local media. They're doing all kinds of different things. But one of the things that's really grabbing attention around the world is some of the bigger things that they're doing. So there's billboards that are being put up by fans and the Save Watt movement. This one happened to be in Sydney, Australia. It's a digital billboard. And then you have this. This is as iconic a photo as I've ever seen. Personally, I think this will go down as probably the Wheel of Time photo of this generation, like right now. Mainly because this couldn't have been timed better. It couldn't have been thought out better. Having a plane fly over Culver Studios, which is the home of Amazon, with Save the Wheel of Time, #SaveWatt. That's something, folks. I wish I could have been there. A number of content creators already covered it. It was big news a few days ago now because it happened 5 or 6 days ago. But it's one of those things where this is a once in a generation type thing that's going to happen for fandom. This was absolutely wild to see. Huge props to the Save Watt campaign for doing something like this. Sarah Nakamura actually took to X, and if you don't know who Sarah Nakamura is, she was the book consultant for the show, and she's now employed at iWatt. She said that people from Amazon were calling her and saying, yeah, they did see it. So it was seen by people. They have billboards in New York, West Hollywood, again in New York. Sao Paulo, Brazil is putting up their own version of the Save Wheel of Time campaign. You name it, folks. People around the world are doing what they can to save the show. Now, I've seen a lot of speculation on what's going to happen with the show. And none of it has been really great, and a lot of it is hopeful. But we're going to talk about that. And I'm probably going to put a damper in it. And I hate doing that, folks. I really do. I like being positive here on the channel. But just remember, I'm going to give my own 2 cents afterwards, too. And anything is possible. So Rosamund Pike, who was the lead actress on the show, posted these images to her Instagram story about 8 hours ago when I recorded this video. So if you haven't catch this video early on in its run, You still get about 15 hours or so to see them, because they only stay up for about 24 hours. But people have been lamenting the fact that Rafe Judkins has not really come out publicly and said some things, and he had a comment that he released a few days ago that we covered here on the channel, and that Rosamund Pike had not said anything, and she also released a picture of her kind of railing at the sky about the cancellation. And Rafe Judkins' comments were hopeful, and Rosamund Pike's comment and picture at the time was kind of like, it left us wondering what it could mean. But today's posts are pretty, they have a final feeling to them. So she talks about the costumes, talks about the magic of the rings. So going through the rings in Meridian, that was an absolutely just amazing episode. Getting ready for the visions. Sylvia Okinato, who plays Swan on the show, a picture of her, how she misses my love. That there alone would be like, a little bit of cause for concern, but then you have some more pictures of Moiraine, and if anyone embodies Moiraine, it's Rosamund Pike. She absolutely loved the show. She loved the character. She was an executive producer on the show as well, and she has voiced the first 4 audiobooks as well, for those of you that don't know, and she does a wonderful job doing them. She really did immerse herself into this and give a lot to this show. This is where you start getting kind of that finale, that final feeling from her. I will miss the feeling of channeling, Robert Jordan's idea of connecting so powerfully with the pulse of the universe and having it course through you. Salty. 100% a double entendre there. Like, she means she's salty about the cancellation of the show, I'm sure. Not just that she's getting salty for her scenes from Meridian. A Week in Meridian will do it. This is the next post, of course. Picture of her and Yosha, the dragon, talking about Thomas Napper, who's the genius behind the director of season 3, episode 4. So that's the Road to the Spear, where they went into Meridian. Thomas, I got a chance to talk to him here in the channel. It's in my interview section if you folks haven't seen it yet. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful man. Very humble as well, and absolutely fantastic director. Mo and Lan, another really cool picture. What lurks beneath, so this is what she was wearing underneath. Dry and crusty, like this is the makeup artist. She's giving shout outs to everyone she possibly can in this story. Maureen's dry look bag. Makeup isn't all beauty, and that's what's beautiful. And then she ends with this: I hang up my ring. So this was her final post today. I'm gonna leave that there for a minute. Let that sink in. This was her final post today, and it's pretty powerful because there has been a lot of speculation in the fandom what's going to happen with the show, what's going to go on with it, and what we could see. So let's get rid of that there. Having Rosamund Pike, the lead actress in the show, post that, even though we don't have an official answer from Sony, we don't have a post saying this is what's happening, feels like an official answer. Sony has been posting Wheel of Time videos on loop on their YouTube channel, just constant, and people have been taking that as a good sign. There has been appetite for Sony to shop around to other things. I've heard that from sources of mine months ago. So I knew that was a thing back when we were worried about the cancellation of the show and not being up with Amazon. But we haven't heard anything official from Sony just yet. We just have little tidbits here. Save Walk campaign is still going strong, but we have Rosamund Pike posting these things, and there is a kind of final ring to it. What I will say is this: I know for a fact that the main actors in the show are under contract at least until August, and if the show is not picked up by someone else by then, it's going to be incredibly difficult to get everyone back together, back on set, because the contracts will have expired. And it's not that people can't do other things right now. You're seeing Donald Finn, he's off doing another show. There are all the other actors in the show have all booked other work pretty much, or at least a lot of them have. That's not unusual. What is unusual is when the contracts are in place, it means that the Wheel of Time sort of comes first, and they have to make time for that in their schedule. So if they're filming something else they can't commit to, like say a 5-year run on another show, that would conflict with the Wheel of Time. But actors book multiple jobs all the time. So while all of that wasn't concerning that they were booking other work, the fact that if they let the main actors' contracts run out, which is in August, they can book work that conflicts with the Wheel of Time, and they likely will, because, I mean, that's their job. Their job is to entertain, and when they entertain, they make money and they can eat, right? So, of course, they wouldn't hang around and just wait around for this. So, I have not heard anything positive when it comes to Sony shopping the show around. I've not heard anything even remotely concrete. A lot of people are in the dark as much as I am. All the people I normally would reach out to are pretty much in the same boat as I am. They really don't know at this point. And not knowing is kind of worrisome, because some of these people really should know if moves are being made in the background. So my 2 cents on this is, as of today, there's probably no one picking up the show. That's my opinion. But because I am a glass half full kind of guy and a positive type person, I still have hope. I always have hope. Save Watt campaign is going strong, and just showcasing how passionate the fandom is important. It really is. I would love if someone else picked up the show, or if Amazon changed their minds or whatnot. We have limited time for that to happen until some of the actors' contracts expire. And who's to say that they may not have already written themselves out in some way, shape, or form? We don't know. I just know the original contracts were set to expire in August. That's all I really knew about that. So that was where that timeline had come from me when I talked about that over the last couple of months here in the channel. So I don't know, folks. I don't know what's going to happen. I have hope that someone will pick up the show. I have hope that the show will go on. But these posts from Rosamund Pike today had kind of a final, like, just shutting the door on this chapter of Wheel of Time. Now, does it mean that we won't see this iteration of Wheel of Time somewhere else? No, it doesn't. It could pop up 5 or 10 years from now. It could pop up months from now. We may hear things sooner rather than later. I don't know. But as of right now, we really have no idea. And I'm going to guess Rosamund wouldn't have posted something like that today unless she had known that there was little to no hope, or she has something in her contract. What I can say is I do know that her arc in season 4 was supposed to be absolutely fantastic from what I had heard. And we'll never get to see that, or we may never get to see that now, which is kind of upsetting. Either way. So again, if you folks are still passionate about the show, still want to keep going, I would highly recommend you go to Save Watt, do your letter writing, do all those things. Just because we get information like this or see something like this doesn't mean you have to give up completely. People have given up on The Expanse completely, and then they were picked up by Amazon and finished, or given a sort of an ending anyway. So there's always hope, folks. Just keep that in mind. What you're going to see coming from me in the next couple of days is I have a couple of Wheel of Time book videos that I want to do. There's a few things from the books I want to talk about. Book reviews actually of the Wheel of Time. I'm going to do those as I'm reading through them, and I'm going to start filming some videos from the Eye of the World, the first book for my most recent read through. You'll see some of those coming soon. I have a bunch of show videos to get through. There's some new information on some of the adaptations I want to follow here on the channel. So The Legend of Zelda, which I've already done a video or two on. There's new information on that. We'll do some new news about that in the next couple of days. There's information on some other adaptations that I want to follow. And of course, we're going to cover some fantasy news, and we'll be doing, again, book reviews as well. So you're going to see that in the coming weeks and months. But either way, I do apologize for my absence, and I've been posting videos as regularly as I would like. I'm going to try my very best to change that. You'll see more content coming from me in the coming weeks and months for sure. Just keep an eye out and make sure you have the notification bell turned on. Thank you so much for sticking with us here to the very end, folks. Here's to many more.